digging that little jiggy jiggy. Bronx. That motherfucker stay pulling up early, bro. Before everybody else. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it every time, bro. got a little of this. Got one of these. You don't want the chi-chi? You want the chi-chi? Yeah. Me and Bronx Sushi, always the first to pull up like a drive-in movie. Got a big screen, let's... Oh. Hello, Instagram. We on Instagram and YouTube now. First to pull up like a drive-in movie. Groovy, smoking on a doobie. Yeah, Bronx Sushi. First to pull up like a drive-through movie. Smoking on a doobie. Blowing in the cool breeze. It's who? Just me, and I'm the first on the scene like a paramedic. But don't let me forget it, cause I smoke a lot of herbs so my brain gets fried. So my memories, sometimes they slide to the side, and I gotta remember, cause I often forget. But I can't get swept like, oh, I like this little beat. It's kind of jazzy, kind of with the little piano. Got a loose Newport, a I got a loose Newport, a bottle with Dr. Pepper. I got the heckler, so don't check ya. Like inspectors, cause I can't get reckless. I got a loose Newport in the bottle with Dr. Pepper. Plus the heckler, and I might check it. And I might check it. If you disrespect, then I might just stretch you out on a stretcher. That's ICU and ICU and ICU. Put them on a stretcher with a different method. Show. Well, it's fucking Monday again. Shit. Monday. A mundane Monday. A mundane Monday. Oh man, this is so flavorful right now. Chris Breezy! Yeah! Sound like some Chris Brown shit or no? Margarita took two sips. I don't say much cause loose lips say ships. Yo, what up, Jen? We back in the studio doing the same old thing we do on a weekly basis. I hope you're having a good day today. That's a good beat, but he made that shit short as hell, yo. Yo, P, what's good, bro? What's up? How was the show? The show was actually pretty fucking good, bro. It was a pretty decent turnout. Despite all the surrounding circumstances. So the weather wasn't great, but it's fucking December in Northeast PA. That's what happens in December. It gets cold and wet and rainy. So it was a kind of a wet night. We didn't get like major heavy rain, but it was like drizzling off and on all day. There was an event that was canceled that evening. There was like a Christmas holiday event that was scheduled on a square, and the vendors got nervous about the weather, so they wind up closing down the event, which caused most of the crowds to dissipate and go home, which means there weren't a lot of people out Friday evening anyway. But that being said, the fact that so many people still attended my show, it's like I probably got half of the crowd of everybody who was out that night probably stopped by the gallery for at least a few minutes. So it was good in that way. We had to rehang the whole show like the day of. They hung it the day before, and they showed me some pictures, and I didn't like how they hung it. So I talked to the director and her assistants. I was like, well, we got to rehang the show. And they were like, well, which pieces do you want us to rehang? I was like, all of them. There's 30 paintings. All 30 of them need to be rehung. So they got that squared away. But the only last thing that kind of peeved me off a little bit was the gallery only advertised the show the day of the show. Like all the days and weeks leading up to the show, there was no publicity or mention or like adverting for the show at all, except the day of. Like earlier that day, it was like, hey, we got some art, come check us out. And it's like, shouldn't you be doing that like, several days before the actual event to get the traction from the people? And because people have really short memories, so to keep constantly reminding people, don't forget about First Friday, don't forget about First Friday. So like I said, there was only like a few little snafus that I felt like could have been handled a little bit differently as far as professionalism goes. But as far as the show itself, everyone who came out absolutely loved the art. They loved the new pieces that I've added this year. Some people were introduced to my art for the first time. That's always the best thing, because I've been in this area for about 13 years. I've been doing a lot of shows here the whole time. So, and this was a really big show. Like I said, there was 30 paintings in the show. And so it's some older stuff that I've had over the years. So if someone has been to any of my shows, they may have seen some art that, they've seen previously. But I still made sure I had a lot of new art in this show as well. But for somebody who's never seen any of my art, there was like 3 people who actually came and expressed that to me. I don't know how many other people experienced my art for the first time on Friday, but there's this one lady. She is like, dude, I live in New York. I love the art scene, and I'm around that shit all the time. She's like, you are there. You're above most artists that I come across. And she just kept giving me praise after praise after praise. And if I was any lighter, I would have been blushing like a motherfucker, because she was going in on just how she really, really appreciated art. And there was another older couple who said this was their first time seeing my stuff. And then I've had one girl come up. She's like, I remember the first time I saw your art, it was 2019 at the Alpha-Gat. And I was like, well, that's crazy, yo. Shit, I've been following you ever since. Your stuff is amazing. And then, Joe, the best thing about it was having like the really good conversations. And some coworkers came out. One coworker who's never seen my art. Well, they seen some of my art because I have the mural on the building outside. I have 3 murals inside the building. So most employees I work with, or coworkers I work with, are familiar with my art to that extent. But like seeing my high level oil paintings in person, like this one guy, he's only been there for about 6 or 7 months, and but he's a really cool guy. And so when he came out, this was his first time seeing. He actually told me this was his first time ever going to an art exhibit. Period. He's like, I've never been to a gallery. I've never been to an art gallery just to see art. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But he was like, he was happy that his first time going to a gallery was my exhibit, because he was like, yo, that shit was fucking mind blowing. So it was that was your first. Well, it was, yo, Shaman, what up, 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 bro? But like I said, it was a really good turnout. I actually sold a few pieces of art, which is always great. And once again, got showered with compliments and praises, and had several really deep conversations. There's this one teacher from about 45 minutes away, a high school art teacher, wound up bringing her students out, and she probably had about 7 or 8 students with her. And she was like, yeah, we're from Wallenpaupack. She was like, it's about 45 minutes away, but we're always trying to find something to do, and so I'm just happy like we found your show, because these kids are loving it. And I don't know, it was a good evening, bro. I'm happy with how everything turned out. Like I say, the weather, you can't control that. And I think if we would have just like advertised it and did a little bit more publicity campaign, like in the prior days, it would have, maybe even more people would have come. But for what it was, I'm definitely pleased, yo. Shout what my dude with money. It's the most wonderful time of the year. He's like, fuck the praise and all that. Yo, Instagram viewers, I am currently live. We are live on air on YouTube doing a live stream. Got my man, motherfucking Napalm P and Shaman up in here chilling with us. You know what I'm saying? It's just real shit. So if you guys plan on sticking in the stream, even for any duration, if the next 5 minutes, the next 10 minutes. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely pop over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and you can watch us from there. The YouTube camera has a wider field of view, so you can see more of the studio. And then we don't get confused sometimes, because sometimes I'm talking to Instagram comments and sometimes I'm talking to YouTube comments. And people are like, well, what the fuck is he, what question is he answering? Nobody asked that shit, but the question was asked on a different platform. So this is a dual stream, and we're working on some new paints. Y'all see it? Y'all see that shit coming along? Y'all, yeah, look, check them out. Check them out. Some new shit. Because, once again, I just had 30 fucking paintings in this show. Now, it's going to take me a whole year, 2 years to get enough paintings to have another decent show. I can probably do like 8-9 paintings a year. So if I work for like 2 years straight, I can probably get like maybe 18 new pieces of art. But I ain't doing no big ass shows for a while. Y'all done did too many big shows for the past couple years where people just see all my shit all the time. Unless a big show in a different state, like in this area. Not saying that I wouldn't do it, but I have definitely like burnt up my local area, which is cool. Like I get invites to do shows all the time, and I'm really super appreciative of that. But I still think like in the local area, I'm. It sounds weird when I say it, but I can say it like I'm kind of local famous. It's a weird thing. Like locally, people know me as the art guy. Um, but if I can like get some more California shows, or some Canada shit, or some Florida shit, or some big ass shit out in Texas, or fucking Paris or Italy or somewhere, definitely the same show that I got now, I'll just transport that shit wherever anybody else want to see it. But as far as the local region, even if I go across the state to like motherfucking Pittsburgh or some shit, because Pittsburgh, that's a plane trip. Motherfuckers think, oh, how close are you to Pittsburgh? Bitch, I'm like 5 hours away from Pittsburgh. You can drive 5.5 hours across the state of PA, yo. This is a wide ass fucking state. So by the time you get to Pittsburgh, you damn near in a different time zone. You know what I'm saying? You about to go back an hour in time going that goddamn far west. So if I can get some shit popping out there or something, but I'm just anxious. I already see, like, I've been on a pretty good roll lately. Got that snowball effect going. This is the whole thing I really been hoping for since I really started taking my art serious. It's just the snowball effect. You know what I'm saying? And staying consistent. Consistency is key. And I feel good. I feel good ending the year out on this note. You know what I'm saying? With a decent little show. Um, and Boozy. What a doozy, my guy. If I line it up, could you get, bro, wherever. I be telling everybody all the time, find me a gallery. My man in Seattle, he was like, "Oh, there's this like some kind of craft festival. That's the only thing I don't do crafts. So I don't want any kind of like outside craft festival where it's in a tent or some shit like that. But if it's a gallery or a university or a museum or something like that, like somewhere nice. Even if it's a small gallery, it ain't even gotta be a big ass gallery. Even if it's a small private gallery or something, as long as it's nice, I'm there, bro. And they want my art, especially like you said, in Colorado, wherever, bro, wherever. Get me linked into the art scene up there. I'm coming. Man, I'm right next door to motherfucking New York. I'm right down the road from Philly, and I can't get an invite, yo. And for years, I be trying to find people and reach out to people, and the few people I ever reached out to in like the cities, motherfuckers don't never get back to me. Like I'm some kind of, but hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully soon, somebody from one of the cities will be like, "Yo, you want to come show some art?" I'll be right on top of it. Like they say, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Motherfucker like, "Oh, you lucky, you lucky." I ain't lucky. I just be prepared. Hey, would you like to? Yes, yes, I would. Before you even finish, where's the contract? Let me look at it. It ain't even gotta be a black event, bro. Cause I'ma shine. I'ma shine regardless. Point blank, period. I got that much confidence, and you know how I can prove it to you. Watch this. I don't know if my photo is synced up yet. Let me do this camera. It ain't gotta be black. Most of the time, I be the only black person anyway. He mixed, but this my coworker. He came out for the first time to see some art. But you see who be coming to my shows? I'm sitting in the background with the fucking hot ass Psycho Bunny shirt on, chilling, bro. These the kind of people who be there, bro. You see, I gotta break it down to him, give him the science and the mathematics behind this shit. He captivated. So you see here, look, these are people who be coming out. They can learn some shit. It's all good. It ain't gotta necessarily be no black event. Goddamn, I'm gonna do what I do, regardless of who watching. I hope everybody watch, cause this is for everybody. For some people more than others. For everybody. Everybody get a little piece. Everybody can get a little piece. Especially that reader series. Everybody need to see that shit. Yo, motherfucking Canva. Canva has like in painting now. I got the emails like, ooh, check out Canva's new features. Yo, they got an in paint feature where you can do that shit directly in Canva. Check me out. Yo, I just went over my dreads. I was like a shiny bald head. Yo, what if? Yo, what if that shit look wild? Yo, Canva crazy. I was like, hold up, that shit look too believable. Yo, I did the end painting and took my dreads off. I was like, I wonder what I look like with a bald head. Yo, that's too funny. So I don't look that bad from the front, but the thing is, like, I really do got an egg ass head, like a peanut. My hair really shaped like a peanut in the back. That's why I started growing my hair in the beginning. I don't like the way my head shaped. So I look good from the front. Like, see the motherfucker back, like this alien head ass motherfucker. Dr. Prince. Yeah, so in the picture, my dreads were over my shoulder like this, and the AI just turned the dreads into like a stethoscope or whatever. It just made that shit look like that. I was like, wow, okay. Too funny. That shit, I be cracking up all day when I try that shit. As soon as I seen, I was like, okay, y'all got ink painting, and we got our organization gets to use like the pro shit for free. So we get all the latest updates and everything for free. So soon as some new features coming, then you know I be trying that shit out. Cause I do a lot of our like making posters and flyers and shit for the org. Like I just use Canva to make it though. A lot of stuff. Some stuff I use um what you call it, Photoshop. I mean Illustrator. But mostly now, like Canva is just so easy to use. They make that shit super, super, super easy to use. I just use Canva for a lot of shit. I'm trying to find my reference photo so I can start painting some more a little bit. Cause you're gonna have to oh no, what I need to do next is alright, so there's just a little bit of skin tone left. I wanna like fill his hands in real quick. And then after I do that, I'm gonna need well I might shit. I might stay in these browns for a little bit to work on some of these skin tones and stuff. Cause there's a few more spots where I can do that at least. But I'm gonna have to pull this up like that. Alright. Yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? My man Sketch, what's good, man? So this is where we've gotten so far on the underpainting. Um, Here's our reference. We're using several different references actually for this drawing or for this painting. So this is a composite image that I've made from several different AI generations that I created. And so I have one underpainting, two underpaintings. I'm gonna get this one blocked in, and then I'll set this down, and then we'll pull the pyramid back to the back to the easel, and start detailing that, and work our way in that order. So we'll finish this one first, that one, and then we'll come back and finish this one, and probably when I finish this canvas, I'll prep the next one, and that way I can just have three canvases in in um, in order for the next couple months or so. Because there are I have maybe like 3 or 4 other images that I already plan on painting, so I can go ahead and like I say, every time I get done with one painting, I'll just go ahead and prep the next canvas and do the underpainting for the next one. because I already have a couple of scenes worked out that I'm gonna use. This one of them. This is one. Might use that one. So this is scene one here. Like I said, that's already there. So there's about 7 scenes already. This is another scene. So over the next year, like I say, as I finish one canvas, I'll just prep the next one, and that way I'll always have 3 canvases going. Have you ever what? Dr. Prince, Dr. Trap. Trap a new market. Hey, this is what we talking about, bro. Business minded. AI is coming in handy, bro. It definitely is, bro. I've been wanting to tell this story for a long time and just couldn't tell it because it's hard to get the source images. Once again, I haven't trained myself to paint and draw from my imagination. I can do it a little bit, but to get real fine, intricate details, I need some type of reference to go by. And so, like I say, I keep showing like the older alien paintings and some older alien drawings and stuff that I did. Like, I've been on this shit for forever. Like, this is nothing new. Like, I've been on this whole Anunnaki thing. The belief that the creator gods weren't actually gods. They were just um, beings, maybe from a different planet, but or maybe just the older civilization, but definitely not gods. Not like some how religion would describe a god to be. But they were so advanced and so capable that they appeared to be gods to normal humans. And man, I've been drawing man, it's high school. And you see, like I was trying to develop this one character multiple times. It's just more space stuff, more aliens with powers, and more. Once again, you can see right here, giants. Look how big he is. I've been drawing giants forever, man. Like this is nothing new. So now that I have all these new technical abilities and how I can create art, I'm just going back to like the shit I really love and doing some space opera, Anunnaki, destruction, rebirth type shit. I say, man, this has been, I don't know, I still love science fiction. But once you start reading these old myths and all these old legends and stuff, you kind of start piecing together like the real story. And some of this shit actually happened. I wonder if this crowd is brave enough for Trap House Entertainment. We'll have to ease it in. We have to ease it in, bro. Spoon feed them little bit by little bit. You just can't just give them a whole gallon to drink from. Slide in there real smooth like. You know what I'm saying? Slide in there real smooth like. Oh, this is all my old graphic design shit. Okay, see the date, 1997. Your boy been doing it for a long time, man. My little pencil wasn't that strong back then, but it was getting there. When I tell motherfuckers Spawn is my favorite character of all times, Even got Mr. Todd McFarlane's autograph, not once, but 2 times. I wonder how much that shit worth. How much his autograph worth? Y'all know what Todd McFarlane is most famous for? Yo, you know he created the Venom character, right? That was his. That was his idea. Was Venom, and he really changed Spider-Man to what we know as Spider-Man. When you look at the old Spider-Man, this motherfucker was like always upright, looking all stiff and shit. But like the new Spider-Man, just how this motherfucker crouch and how he hold his fucking hands when he's sticking to the wall, really more arachnid-like. That was all Todd McFarlane, who really put Spider-Man in those really spider-type poses and shit. Like and then he came up with the Spawn character. Like McFarlane is probably my favorite comic writer, illustrator, all that shit, man. I think they are trying to bring Spawn back, man. They said Jamie Foxx had agreed to play the role for Spawn. I would tell him put Michael Jai White back in there, man. I think he did a good job, except the script. It was just the script was corny back then, man. That shit, I don't know. And then the effects, even though it was back then, I still think they like slacked on the effects a little bit, and they could have been better. But hey, I'll be happy if they redo Spawn. I'll watch that shit. I got Jazz. What's good, bro? Yeah, he really did, yo. I'm telling you, yo. McFarlane was the man, yo. And then not only did he create Spawn, but he created Image Comics. He started his own comic book company, yo. Image Comics, and they had the Max. They had Wildcats. Of course, Spawn. Um, Dark City. Man, yo, Image Comics had like a whole roster of dope ass material, yo. Yo, Image did it for a while, bro, and they still got good shit. And like I say, even thinking about rebooting the Spawn movie, the HBO series. I still got that shit on VHS. Spawn, yo, that shit was crazy. I think they effort with this. I hope not. All right, let's see. We got colors already on the palette. I might add a little more brown. Some of this dark brown. What is this? Add a little bit of Van Dyke. Let's see if we can like finish whipping up these little spots of skin on here. And then after that, we're gonna so there's only skin left on his hands, this face, and you can see this neck and this face right here. So let's just go ahead and do that because it's still with this same color palette. And after we get that done, we'll clean this palette, and then we'll mostly work on his armor. Alright, that's my young boy calling me, which is gonna fuck up the stream, so. Yo.
Hey, what's up,
Hey, what's up, man?
Just chilling, you know.
In the studio, working on some art.
Okay. What you working on?
Some new paintings. I'm starting to paint some giants.
Oh, I said sound a little lag. You said that again.
I'm working on a painting of a giant.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
You do anything else today? You was at work today, right?
Yeah, just work. Just got home like an hour or so ago. Came right in the studio. I do the same thing every day. It be kind of people think it kind of boring, but yep. Get up. I go to the gym in the morning. Go to work. Go home and come right in the studio. I'm sitting here streaming now, talking with some of the homies on YouTube Live.
just I was maybe just calling to see what she was up to today. But I'm gonna make sure to call you back later. If I don't, I'll probably just call you tomorrow or something.
All right. All right. Well, I'll call you
All
when I
right,
get out
well,
the
I'll
studio.
catch you later, man.
All right.
Go back to work.
Yeah, Dark Horse Comics. Dark Horse had a lot of good shit too. They had this one series called Exo Man that I really like, yo. I'm stuck on Callisto Protocol. I got to the point where I'm at the part where he was in a cell. So he made it all the way here, got over this thing. You met with the guy one time, then he was like, "Oh, we'll go around this way." And I went around this way, and it came back, and then like how the prison cells are on them big ass machines that bring the cells up and down. Like he made me like go to one of them shits, and I had to jump on top of the prison cell thing, and then jump from one, and then to the other prison cell. Then that shit started going up and taking me to a different level. And then when you get from that part, that's where I had stopped it at. Wherever I go now, I ain't really sure, but I know like I don't know, somehow the cells are on these big, it's like one of those car elevators or something, but it's all the cell blocks and them shits just be rotating. You had to get from one to the other one to get across to the other side. Outside with a suit on. No, I ain't even been outside yet. The shoe. That's the part where I'm at. Yeah, I'm at the shoe, yo. Yeah, I'm still in the prison, bro. Oh, coming up right after that. But yeah, they talking about go to the shoe. You jump on that shit, man. That shit started moving. I'm like, how the fuck I'm supposed to get off of this bitch now? This shit done moved me all the way to the other shit, bro. Like, what the hell? But I don't know, man. It's like they said, oh, it's the spiritual successor to um, Dead Space. Man, but if you were there and you played Dead Space Part 1, the first time when it first came out, and you played that shit, like you would never get anything like that again, yo. That was a good experience, yo. And I get how they want to make something that's similar in that vein, but this, like, I think Callisto Protocol is for people who've never played Dead Space, especially the first one. Then you will find this shit like, oh, wow. But me, honestly, I'm just trying to figure out the puzzles. Like the story is just kind of and the fucking, whoo, whoo, ha, bang, ha, bang. It's just like, just, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna play all the way through it because I got it for free anyway. But that shit just, I don't know. It's not. It's definitely not Dead Space. Dark Horse has a Hitman comic. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I was playing Cyberpunk last night. 'Cause I got the DLC, and that shit is definitely different. And that's why they said there's like, don't just hop to the DLC. Like there's like once you download the DLC, you should play the whole game over again because the DLC changed a few things throughout. And so I'm working my way through that shit. And that shit was getting so good yesterday. Like I couldn't hardly turn that bitch off, but I had to cook dinner though. I was like, yo, and then that shit went. Let me get to a save spot. I'm like, damn. Man, whatever part I was on, man, that shit just kept going and going. I'm like, bro, ain't no save, man. I had to just turn that bitch off, bro, 'cause it was getting too late. But honestly, I might hop back on that shit tonight. I need to paint something real quick. Damn. We ain't looked at it for an hour. What time is it? It's only 4:15. Can't make my choice at the end. You wait a minute. You playing it? Cause they say the DLC changes the ending too now. Cause in the beginning there was two. I think the first go around there was two different options, like to kill Johnny or kill yourself or something like that. I remember you was on the space station at the end. Or you had to go to space or something. And that's why I don't mind playing it back over. Cause I played it when it first came out, and man, my mind be so forgetful sometimes. I really can't remember how that bitch ended all the way. I know you was in space or something. You really had to make some kind of final decision, like one way or the other. But now they saying this DLC added like another layer to that shit, to the ending. But it's fun right now though. Like I just got this. I'm doing the mission with Idris Elba's character. I keep forgetting this dude's name. Damn, I can't think of his character's name. But me and him on the mission together. But his homegirl, she staying back giving us intel and shit. But right before we went on the mission, she was like, "Here, you can take my personal gun with you." She was like, This the gun I had the first time I had to murk a motherfucker. I was like, oh shit. She was like, you know what I'm saying, been out of service for a long time. Reed, that's him. She was like, it'd be good for her to get, get a little action, get a little exercise out there. Like, don't fuck my pistol up though. But that pistol strong as shit, but that shit like one hit a quitter. Oh, oh, you already there? Okay, so man, look, bruh. I'm at that part where the first time the mission, he gave you the scuba gear, the water suit. You had the goddamn scuba gear, swim all the way through the underwater like building and shit. And like I said, that's the mission when the girl give you her pistol. And so I haven't finished. I guess I'm like halfway through or whatever, because we had to meet with Mr. Hands so we can get the fucking blueprints and the layout of the building and get the scuba suit. Now we snuck up in the fucking building. Now, I done took out some sniper motherfucker, and so I'm giving the dude cover, cause he crossed away on the other part of the building. He trying to sneak through, so I'm trying to snipe these motherfuckers so he can get through. Then we did that part. Then I wound up fucking taking the sniper gun, cause that shit was mounted. I took the sniper gun off that bitch. Now I'm carrying that shit with me, and then we started going into the interior a little bit more, and that's why I had to turn it off at, cause I was like, bro, it's getting too late, man. I was like, where the fuck is the goddamn save point, bro? The underwater part, you know. I love the cyberpunk tattoos. It's a dope game, and I absolutely agree with all the criticism that CD Projekt Red got when they first launched it, because they know. I mean, they pushed it back several times. How long they say they worked on it? For like 7, 8 years or something like that, or 6 or 7 years or something. And they pushed it back a few times. I don't give a fuck, man. As long as we know that shit coming out, push it back again, bitch. Push it back some more. If take another year. If really need be, take another fucking year and get that shit right, man. And then it's like, oh well, we gotta rethink our strategy and this and yeah, man, cause y'all just put out The Witcher 3, a fucking awesome game. And then man, everybody was so fucking hyped, and that shit was so buggy and went and run and kept crashing, and oh my god, like my niggas, What is y'all? What y'all put out an unfinished game? And that's why, once again, for like Bethesda and Rockstar, if Bethesda take 11 years to put out the next Elder Scrolls, so be it. I don't care. As long as that bitch is a finished product. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, oh, well, Grand Theft Auto came out 10 years ago. So what? Let the motherfuckers take as much time as they need. Bitch, this not no Call of Duty. These motherfuckers crafting whole universes inside these games, man. So let these motherfuckers breathe, man. And CD Projekt Red should have took that route, bro. If it would have taken y'all like another year, a year and a half, 2 years before y'all would have dropped it, and you would have just been getting it like now, I would have been fine with that as long as that shit was a fully polished, legit game. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick. We're gonna come back and slap around these brushes for a few minutes. Yo, we get the GTA trailer tomorrow. Y'all know that, right? Hell yeah, building a game takes mad ass time, man. But tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time, Rockstar is definitely dropping the reveal trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever they may call it. Most people think it may not have a number to it. They think it may just be called Grand Theft Auto. Some people think it may be called Grand Theft Auto 6. Most people are already absolutely sure that it's going to be set back in uh, Vice City. And we already know for a fact that there will be the first female protagonist in the Grand Theft Auto series, and that you will be able to switch between a male and female protagonist. So we already know a good bit. And this the thing too right here. You know who are, well, other than the people who be working on the game, the actors and everything, you know, well, you know what? Not necessarily. Now that I really think about it, because sometimes they don't even own the rights to the music. But like the artists who music gets played on the radios, like I always wonder how does that work? Because like I say, now that I think about it, sometimes these artists don't own the copyrights to their own music, so it's up to the record execs about if the music can get licensed or not for certain things. But but somebody knows even just from the music, like you know what the game is going to sound like. Is it going to have like an older sound or a more modern sound to it? And if they are going back to goddamn Vice City, like, is it going to be a period piece again? Because the first Vice City was like in the 80s. Now are they gonna keep it in that same period, or are they gonna bring it up to date? If they do bring it up to date to modern times, like basically Grand Theft Auto 5 was set like in the era where when it was released, what, 2013, right? So we're like, once again, we're 10 years into it, but it felt like the game was of that time. It didn't feel like future. It wasn't futuristic, and it definitely wasn't like an older time setting. So, are they going to stick with that theme? And if they do try to update Vice City to the more modern times, just like in all Grand Theft Auto stuff, they kind of like poke fun at pop culture. And so now, like, all the shit that's been going on with the fucking pandemic and the presidents and all this shit, like, are they going to be able to add some of those elements in there? Just imagine now how strong the LGBT movement has gotten since the last Grand Theft Auto. Like when the last Grand Theft Auto first hit the shelves and shit, like there was no question about like what's your pronoun and all this stuff, or at least the conversation wasn't as big because I definitely wasn't aware of people actually demanding certain pronouns, 10 years ago. And but now it's the norm now. So how does this affect Rockstar's ability to tell a story that involves elements of pop culture and current events without um, offending people? Yeah. Or someone calling out hate speech in the video game, like the hot coffee scene that wasn't supposed to be in the game but somehow was in the game, and you had to take all that shit out. Y'all remember hot coffee. So there's so many questions, and it may not be for everybody, but I think, like, once again, Grand Theft Auto has been around for so long, like it's definitely one of my favorite series. Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear Solid, and The Elder Scrolls are some of my top games of all times. Konami, Bethesda, Rockstar. I can't even name a lot of game companies or game studios, but I can name those motherfuckers. I know motherfuckers like Hideo Kojima, yeah, and Todd, what's his name from motherfucking Bethesda? That's how much I like these games. So I'm really, really, really excited about this motherfucking jump. I submitted a track to a basketball game back in the day and I almost got it. Damn. Whatever basketball game that came out when Black Ops 2 came out. Yo, one of my other mans in Virginia said that shit. He's like a producer too, but he was like, bro, most motherfuckers be fucking up just trying to make rap beats and goddamn instrumentals for motherfucking rappers and singers and shit. He's like, you know where the real money is at? In movie and show tunes and fucking video games. He was like, man, I be trying to score a movie. I'm like, you know what? Never thought about that. $1 billion industry.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of GTA 6 O'Clock. My name is James and I'm here joined once again by Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hello there.
Hello. Thank you again to everybody who tuned in to episode 1. We were overwhelmed with all of the people who came in and showed their support for the show. So thank you very much. Anything to add on that one, Dan, before I say what we're going to do this week?
Only to add the most humble of thanks for everyone who turned up for what was effectively our first show for over a decade. What I found especially touching, in a very real human way, was so many people in comments saying, wow, I was 14 years old when the show began, I'm now 24 and I own a house and I've got 3 children. And I was like, whoa, that is very touching. Thank you for taking the time to come back into the show. And I think that's what makes this show so exciting, is that we are revisiting GTA in a whole new context.
Yes, an amazing reaction. Thank you once again. For those of you who are asking, we are planning on sharing this.
Once again, yo, like, motherfuckers done grew up on this shit, yo. On the one game. GTA 5. Motherfuckers went from 14 to 24 on this bitch, yo. I got kids, man, and you know what? I can still play GTA 5 right now. Online, Grand Theft Auto Online. That bitch came out when I was 14 years old on PS3. Then we got remastered for PS4. Then we got remastered for PS5. I've been playing this shit since I was 14 years old. I got a wife, a house, and 2 kids, man. And you know what? They still playing the same game. You gonna get GTA 6. And then the next Grand Theft ain't gonna come out till you about 50. You're gonna be like, what? You know what I think a lot of these developers are doing too? I really think, honestly, that Bethesda and Rockstar, since they do have these long developmental cycles, they try to utilize all of the newest technology as it comes out. So they build like the framework, all the main missions and everything like that. And then, you know, I think they try to upgrade as graphics get better, as processing gets better, as storage gets better. And so even though they started the game, started developing the game 10 years ago, in 10 years there's been a lot of advancements in technology. And so what I'm thinking is these guys are holding out right to the end, and they have implemented some type of AI component, some type of large language model that gives the NPCs just a little bit more creativity in their responses and interactions with that avatar you use in the game system. So when you like most Grand Theft Auto games, you can change your clothes. So imagine if you change your clothes and you walk by an NPC and it says, whoa, nice Chicago Bulls jersey. I got one of those, or something like that. It's very specific and very detailed to that particular moment or interaction in the game. I think it allows for the NPCs to have more depth and involvement without having to record a voice actor for hours and thousands of lines of dialogue for fucking hours. You can just get the vocal range and the octave range of a voice, and then the AI can even make that shit itself and then just feed it the fucking lines, or you can have it procedurally generate lines on command, and it just like, I'm almost certain that they're holding out for whatever these newest advancements are to try to implement as much of that as they can in this next game. Because once again, if they rolled, they've been writing Grand Theft Auto 5 for 10 years. Like, this is gonna have to be, the tech they put into this game is gonna have to withstand the next 10 years. And once again, we see how fast we've been on this technology curve. So they're gonna have to implement like the newest of the newest of the newest shit that they can before final production date, and then at the same time make sure it can withstand the next fucking decade, or they're gonna just keep updating it and remastering it like they did the last one. You don't like the camera angle on them. Mm. Oh well. I don't know what. Why is, I hate when my stream the numbers drop. I can't tell if people are still in here or not. And then now when I go to YouTube, like my channel don't even pop up like I should. Nope. Don't even see my channel first. That's weird. I have to go to specifically go to my channel. Sometimes I feel like I be getting banned, yo. I swear. That's why I be having to check sometimes when my numbers be dropping, because that shit be saying 0. Like, did I just get banned or what? What did I say? What did I do? Come on, YouTube. What did I do? I guess I didn't do
podcast
anything.
channels,
It's just
everywhere you get your podcast. By the time this episode goes out, all of that should be set up, so you should be able to hear from this episode onwards this show on everywhere you get your podcasts. If you're listening on one of those platforms for the first time, hello, welcome. This is a GTA show that covers everything about GTA 6. We did this in the lead up to GTA 5 for 2 years before that game came out.
Yes, we did a show 2 years before GTA came out. We started the show before there was even anything, like no official material at all. I think what we became was, I'd like to think, a bit of a rallying post for the Rockstar community in the absence of actual information from Rockstar. I think the show is, yes, it's about GTA 6. It's also about Rockstar Games, the developer. And I also think, this might just be me, it's a bit of a rallying post for people who believe that games can be something truly magical and surprise you. And that's what Rockstar have always delivered, so please join us on this journey.
Jumping into this week's episode, we've got a couple of new things, bits of news to talk about before we get right into the depths of things. For those of you who don't know, the GTA Definitive Edition is coming to Netflix, which means on your phone you can go to the Games tab, and from December 14th you will be able to play the GTA Definitive Edition. Now, what that means for GTA 6 is that December 14th as a date has probably been taken off the table for any kind of trailer reveal. Oh there, past James. This is James from December the 4th. And as we now know, on Friday, December 1st, Rockstar officially announced that the first trailer for the next GTA game is coming on December 5th at 9 AM ET, 2 PM GMT. That's, at the time of this recording, tomorrow. Of course, both Dan and I are super excited about what we're about to see, and we'll have the ultimate trailer breakdown for you on our regular Wednesday show, December 6th, 6 PM. We may also record an instant reaction, which we'll release on Tuesday, December 5th, as soon as we can after the trailer drops. So subscribe and keep an eye out for that. Because of the announcement, there have been a few more edits than normal to this episode, and you're listening to it early. Happy Monday. You may also notice that we mentioned some things related to the trailer being announced or released later in the episode, which will now, of course, be incorrect, but we thought that you might like to hear the thinking around those topics anyway, so we've left some of those bits in. There's no way of actually proving this now, of course, but you might be interested in our conclusion from the now cut section where we speculated about the then unknown release date. We don't think, from the things that we're hearing, that it's going to be at the Game Awards. Like, we can pretty much, I'd like to say confidently personally, and this is just speculation, I don't think it's going to be at the Game Awards. But
in the
what
Game
I do think might
Awards.
happen is it could be as early as next week. So it could be December the 5th.
Do I think it would be at the Game Awards? No, I'm starting to lean more towards it being early. Like you said, James, I feel like I've got an extra spider tingle for Tuesday, December the 5th.
Well, there it is. The rest of the episode speculation about what will actually be in the trailer is gold. Not the Spandau Ballet song though, and that reference will become clear later. So stay tuned. And now, back to my past self for more GTA 6 o'clock. Sure, and the final thing that we'd love to hear from you guys about is that Rockstar have bought 5M and Red M, and what this means for GTA Online and GTA 6 going forwards. If you'd like a bit more information about that, let us know and we will go in depth on it. But just as a quick top line overview, Dan, what is it and what could it mean?
So, the 5M and Red M are the primary GTA role-playing communities. Now, what does that mean? It means that for people who play GTA Online, particularly on PC, there's been a whole homebrew scene, DIY scene, of people making really complex mods for the main GTA game. That can be anything from changing the way the game mechanics work to changing the physical location of clothes and outfits and these sorts of things. What it really means is it's possible to go into dedicated role-playing servers and play GTA in an entirely different way. Now, this might be as simple as you sign up to be a cop or a robber, but it can be as complex as you sign up to be a desk clerk, and your job is purely to serve customers and not to break role. And in fact, people who do break role might get slammed down upon by the role-playing policeman. Now, at another level, there's servers where you can play as rival gangs. There's other servers where you can play as it's all about money making. You can buy any property that exists on the map, and you can either play as a greedy CEO, a gangster, or a policeman. So there's really rich possibilities. The modding community itself has always been a little bit of a Wild West. It's difficult to get into. You need a lot of instructions and encouragement. So I think what Rockstar have recognised, they've bought this company, the parent company called CFXRE, for an undisclosed sum back in August. What are Rockstar going to do with this company? Let's see. My feeling would be it's all about creating legitimacy for an increasingly growing community. They've said publicly no big plans for change right now. I think the best way to investigate this would be for us to chat with people in that community on the show. So do let us know.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo,
that's a fucking wild move, bro. That's a wild move. So the modders have their own little shit, and I've watched like dozens of hours of GTA role playing. And the first time I thought it was just like, oh, how do these guys keep characters so long? And it's like, if you don't, like you say, you get frowned upon. Don't come in the server if you're not really gonna stick to your fucking role. But Rockstar bought out the motherfuckers who was like hosting these servers and stuff and building these mods and shit out. Cause yeah, and role playing GTA, like they just have like real cars in that shit, like BMWs, Mercedes, motherfucking Ford F-150, like real trucks. Like they just make that shit look hella fucking real. And so Rockstar execs was like, whoa, there's some money in this. Let's buy these motherfuckers, man. Y'all, we ain't gonna make no changes right now. We just really wanna put this shit under a microscope and see how y'all motherfuckers be moving on y'all own. And we'll just change a little bit of it and make you pay us for it now. Now you gotta pay us to play. You wanna play like this? You wanna play role playing GTA? You know what I'm saying? Look, man, you know what time it is. Get down and lay down, boy. We own this shit now. I find that kind of crazy though. Wow. Power move by Rockstar. Power move.
See, what I would say is that I think Rockstar long term, it will be all about taking role playing and making it mainstream, because at the moment it's a super niche activity. They will want to make this easy to access. Skip forward a few years, are Rockstar looking at Roblox, Fortnite, metaverses? How can they make it so that you can exist as you across various GTA servers? All of that stuff is to discuss, but there's clearly another path here, and it's probably linked back to them making more money, let's be clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty to discuss on that front for sure, so we will get into that over the coming weeks and months. But for now, for this episode, let's talk about the trailer that we are about to get. But it is also the time that this is Rockstar's big announcement to the world, even outside of games, of what GTA 6 is going to be. And, you know, and everyone listening have to remember that we're really close to this. Like, we know, all of the little details, but there's 95% of people outside of games who won't even know that it's leaked or that it's even coming. And this will be their first introduction to the game. So it probably has to set up the game on that level, as well as pleasing some of the people who think they know what's coming.
Yeah, the context has changed because of the leak. James has summarised it really well there. The context has changed because of the leak. So there's an element of, as we do our sort of informed analysis of what we think the trailer will be, that Rockstar might be playing to the crowd who already think they know what the game is. We talked about this last week, where there seems to be a huge body of evidence around the game being set in Vice City, two lead characters, one of them is a woman, as we talked about, sort of not Cagney and Lacey, that would be something entirely different. Cagney and Lacey would be brilliant. A Bonnie and Clyde style tale. Now, that it would be almost unbelievable were Rockstar to have secretly created a different game in a different location with different characters.
Okay, so, but how long was it between the last one and this one? Grand Theft Auto 4. All right. Grand Theft Auto 4 released on April the 29th, 2008. On the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360 consoles, and on Microsoft Windows on December the 2nd. And Grand Theft Auto 5 came out 2013, so that's 5 years apart. Yeah, they doubled it. Okay, well, the last, but look at this too, though. You gotta look at this. You gotta look at this. What other game has Rockstar put out in between that? Huh? What other game have they put out in that time? Bro, you crazy. You crazy, bro. You don't remember Red Dead Redemption 2? You don't remember Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2 and Dutch? You know how many lines of dialogue in there? You know how many different death animation scenes? You know how many different your horse fall over scenes there were in that game? Look what they made in that time, though. Okay, yeah, so it took 5 years from GTA 5 to GTA 6. And yeah, it's been 11 years from GTA 5. From GTA 4 to GTA 5 took 5 years. But okay, it's been 11 years, but they did give us Red Dead Redemption 2. Come on now. Okay, a little something. You gotta, cause bro, you can imagine how long it took to develop that game. And they didn't do that in 5 years. And so now, just imagine now, everything they learned with Grand Theft Auto 5 and everything they learned making Red Dead Redemption 2, combine all of that and all the new procedurally generated stuff, the possibility of the Unreal Engine aspect. Well, no, Rockstar used their own in-house engine, but still, like, imagine what they're doing now. And so I like the fact that they took long, they've taken as long as they felt like they needed to get us this next game. That's my only argument. I'd rather have them take a long time instead of giving us some shit like CD Projekt Red when they gave out Cyberpunk 2077. And I'm still playing Cyberpunk right now, but it was a mess when it came out. And most games are. A lot of games are just like, they don't work, and then you got to get patched. You got to get all these patches and updates for the first couple of months to make the thing run better and optimize it and all that shit. Now, true indeed, Grand Theft Auto Online, that shit was bumpy as hell, bumpy to the motherfucker when it came online. But that was their first time putting that shit online, so you already know it was gonna be a learning curve for them. But the game itself, that shit was a solid as experience right off the shelf, man. As soon as it hit the console, that shit was a decent, hardcore, polished, finished product. And still so memorable now with that yee ass haircut, nigga. Yo. Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, come on, man. Like, the characters are awesome. The world they created was awesome. And I am super excited for the next one. But like you say though, also, man, this shit better be the motherfucking, yo. It better be everything we want that bitch to be. Yeah, the free aim, it's that just aim lock shit. I don't like that. I'm right there with you. Fucking full aim assist. Like, I feel you on that one. That's why I never got into like the online part of Grand Theft Auto. Love the story mode, like I say, love the story itself, the characters, every aspect of the world, the cars, the driving, everything, man. Such a fun game, but I do not play that shit online. I don't know. The online players are weird. You go in some servers and motherfucker, everybody just blowing you up with fucking grenades and shit. And then if you don't know how to do the heist exactly right, then people want to kick you and all this shit, or just fucking whine and complain. Like, bro, it's just a game, man. And then also for me, like, I was kind of frustrated when they put that shit online because I love playing online games, but at the same time, I love playing story-driven games, where I'm the main protagonist. And I was telling everybody then, "Oh, you gonna play online?" I'm like, I'm gonna try it out, of course, but I'm like, I don't think Grand Theft Auto needs to be online. And I don't play it online. I mean, I've tried it, and it's just like I can see the fun factor in it, but no. I don't need to play this with other people. The same reason I never brought Fallout 76. I love Fallout. I love Fallout. But I don't feel like I need to play that shit with other people. I rather, build my own armor up, tinker with my own guns, and go out here and complete missions by myself. I don't need no help with that shit. When they put Elder Scrolls online, once again, it's just like, oh my god. And at that time, they were taking all my favorite standalone games and putting them on the motherfucking online site. I'm like, bro, why is y'all putting everything online, bro? To me, none of that shit needed to go multiplayer. Elder Scrolls, didn't like that online shit. Goddamn Grand Theft Auto, didn't like that shit, man. But then, like, when I was playing, uh, damn, The Division, I love playing that shit. And it's an online game, online only. That shit hard as fuck, yo. The Division. And that shit'd be weird trying to play it like single player just by yourself. I think they do have a single player mode on it on the first one. I don't know. But still. The Lion Crew. He said, I build crews go to war, bro. I would do that, but not in Grand Theft Auto. I don't know, like I said, I played the top down version on the computer. Grand Theft Auto 3 was my first introduction to like a real 3D sandbox game. I think that was like one of the first ones ever. Grand Theft Auto 3. And then like I said, it just kind of set the tone for me to, I don't know. I just always liked it like that. Ever since it came to the consoles, I never even thought like, oh, this would be so dope to play with somebody else. Oh, man. Ride around the city, listening to the music, pick up a prostitute, get my health back, and then just kill that bitch. In a video game, because it's all fantasy, not real, just fictitious, non-existent. YouTube, I'm talking about video games over here. Nowadays, you can say something like that, what I just said, and they gonna goddamn come at you. Let's just talk about video games. And they ain't even that serious.
All of the 100 leaked videos were, 10 years old in all secret rooms, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, even Leslie Bensley was saying this 10, 15 years ago, they commit to a location, that's where the birthplace of everything is. So, they clearly committed hard to Vice City. What I think could happen, though, is that they might pretend that it's not that, or they might, for a few seconds, play with the expectations of the hardcore crowd. That might be revealing something that isn't immediately Vice City, or characters who aren't immediately the ones we think they're going to be. I think that would be fun, because for the hardcore, it creates a bit of hype and tingle, and oh my god, maybe we were all wrong. That would be super fun if they did that. I think they should think about that. But as you rightly point out, 95% of the people who will eventually buy GTA 6 probably don't even know there's going to be a GTA 6 right now, let alone have any awareness of a leak. a couple of months ago.
Mm.
So, in the biggest possible sense, it's just about making a really good, classic, what's a great reveal trailer for GTA 6.
Which segues nicely into what is the secret formula that Rockstar have been using for so long. Well, if we look at some previous trailers, you can start to get an idea of what we might be seeing. So here is a side-by-side of the GTA 5 trailer 1 and the Red Dead trailer 1, Red Dead 2 trailer 1. Now these are 12 and 7 years apart, respectively, but you can see already from the opening shots that they follow a pretty similar pattern. And I'd go as far to say, I haven't done this, but if you actually counted the number of scene changes in these trailers, it's probably going to be pretty similar. They all open with like a classic environment shot, like, and this shot here is pretty much the same shot.
Yeah.
Right? It's the colours are the same. It's just we're on a beach or we're in the mountains. Like it's pretty similar. And as it goes through, you can see that they're all big, beautiful cityscapes. There's lots of environmental shots. There's lots of hints at things you might be doing. In the GTA 5 one, you've got yoga and golf. You see some vehicles. There's wildlife locations. And the Red Dead one, you've got campfires, trains, shops, and one line of VO. Now, I think this is something that we talked about just before hitting the record button, Dan, is normally in these trailers, you get a hint, at least, of the main character. Now, in this case, we might be playing, in the GTA 6 case, we might be playing with two characters, but you don't get much in the sense of anything to do with sort of their background and things. It's very much a tease to who that person or who those people you might be playing as is going to be.
Yeah, the first trailer is always vibes. It's big themes. You look back at the GTA 5 reveal trailer. Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather. You see Michael, who was one of 3 lead characters, exceptionally briefly, where the sort of the camera pans over his shoulder, and I remember at the time speculating about who he was, and he's clearly the voiceover guy, isn't he? And then we went down that big rabbit hole, and yes, he did turn out to be like one of the lead characters, and I guess you could, if you had to say it was anyone's story, it's kind of his. But there were also characters in the trailer. We were like, oh, who will this person be? There was a whole, James and I were talking off air about, remember that time we all speculated on, oh my god, is that CJ from San Andreas running away from the cops down the street? Mm-hmm. No. And neither was it, frankly, who turned out to be one of the lead characters. So, bringing that all back round to GTA 6, like, I would expect to briefly glimpse one of the leads, probably the lead, as Rockstar see it in their eyes, and probably, whether it's directly through their voice or through a third-person narrator, hear about the story as it affects the protagonist, mm-hmm. in kind of the very broad setting. But as I say, the calculus is slightly changed because of the world that this trailer arrives in and people having certain expectations. So it might be that they don't lead with the voice of the lead character, but they use, a bit like the Red Dead trailer, that it's not the lead character speaking, but thematically it's setting it up really neatly.
Yeah, definitely. So as you can see in those trailers, I think the shots are similar. Now you would say, but that's only the last 2 trailers. Now, even if you go back to say like the GTA 4 trailer, which was a long time ago, 16 years ago.
Wow, really?
The structure is the same.
Oh my god, I feel so old, yo.
Environmental shot.
Cause Nico Bellic, I can just remember like Nico Bellic like yesterday, man. Like I just got finished playing that shit. That shit was 16 years ago.
All of that kind of stuff, but it is all, like you say, it is all scene setting. There's nothing until later on where you actually hear from Nico for the first
That's
time.
Crazy, like a motherfucker who.
A couple of lines of dialogue, and that is it. But again, it's the same.
It's crazy how video games are like, the video games I grew up with are just older than some kids now, though. Like.
Here's a little snippet of
I'm 16, man. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto before you were born, my guy. Like, nah, before you were born, my guy. Seriously.
And it even extends back into the original Vice City trailer, which is like even further back, right? We're going 16 years ago. Exactly the same. You would say, opens with nice city shots. You can see the beach, you see Miami, you see Vice City, you see a bit of Tommy, but that's it, right? It's all about the music and the vibes.
And let's be clear, there's a lot of sunsets in all of these trailers, and that's because as human beings, I think we all respond incredibly favourably to sunsets or sunrises. They're like a universal symbol. This is me getting really poetic. They're a universal symbol of things can be different. A new day, a new dawn, something magical, something different. This is what GTA, the video game, represents. These are epochal releases that come out at the moment. This is the first GTA game for 10 years. The World Cup is more often than this, right? We've had 2.5 World Cups in this time, maybe more because of the strange alignment of the last World Cup. It's a huge event, and everyone in video games looks to GTA to say, what are you thinking? What's the future?
My boss just asked me to make sure I come in the office.
Like
I was supposed to go straight to the prison in the morning, but she just asked if I can stop by the office and pick up some GED
They
papers.
just announce their products and let the games do the speaking. So the vibe of that trailer is so critical to the setup. Now, we'll probably in a minute touch on the importance of the soundtrack to that, but before we jump into soundtrack, what I wanted to add was, this was something that people had picked up on from the leak and the lots of very early and quite crude footage that was doing rounds, but everyone noticed that there was a noticeable improvement in, I think, like volumetric fogging, the lighting, the dynamic lighting, everything you'd expect of a next gen or new gen graphical take. So I would be staggered were Rockstar not to hit you in the same way they did with the GTA 4 trailer in the cities and the pan and the sunlight. You've got to think as well, compared to the very early GTA games, the idea of a truly dynamic 24-hour day-night cycle with rolling weather patterns is simply a technical impossibility. So if they've taken that to the next level, whether it's
I will be there in the morning.
Like we talk about in games, weather, the foam, the waves, the fog, the snow, they're going to hit us with a lot of weather effects.
Yeah,
and
you
lighting
only
effects.
have to look at Red Dead 2, right?
Yeah.
To see how amazing that game looks on PS5 and go, this is they've stepped that engine up again, you would imagine, for GTA 6.
I would not be surprised if it almost feels a bit like watching Planet Earth, where the footage is so beautiful. They could even lean in on the fact of, because this is a hilarious thing from the leak, and this is really, really, really obscure and mad. People were really going, oh look, the raccoons can ferret through your bins. Now,
Wait a minute.
make part of the trailer,
But that'd be too much,
almost
bro.
like
So you're gonna turn on the game, and in the game world, go to your TV
raccoons ferret
and
through
watch
bins and there's urban
a
foxes
movie
and all that.
a real movie in the game world. You know how many licensing rights you would have to get? You have to get
GTA 6 is
leases and licensing from every movie, the studio, actor. Oh man, that'd be so much stuff. That's why they just make their own content for it. For that,
But I still think exactly what you said. It's all going to be done through
the men's room with Boz and whoever. And then what's the name of the talk radio show?
Yeah, there is no way you don't see a shot
With Laszlo. Laszlo.
Putting my hat on that steak.
Hey, I was a famous
To
actor.
an animal in some way, for sure. Another thing I wanted to touch on before we jump into the music of all of the trailers is the
Love
length
this.
of it. Yeah. Now, again, following Rockstar's previous pattern, it's probably going to be between 60 and 90 seconds, but probably closer to 60. So the GTA 5 trailer was 1 minute 24. The Red Dead trailer was 1:08. The GTA 5 launch trailer on PS5 was 57 seconds. Like they're all pretty short snapshots of the world, and I don't see this being very different than that. So I'm going to say a 60 to 90 second trailer, and probably 10 seconds of that is the logo. So yes, as you mentioned, Dan, music is such a massive part of all of these trailers.
And then normally, like, they'll give a trailer. They give you the trailer like fucking 10, 12 months before the game actually drops.
Which sort of cemented that song. I mean, we use it, right?
Well, we used it for our entire show, and it's the thing that everyone goes, "Oh, I love hearing that sound again." You've got
They start doing it on the Oculus. Yeah, but the Oculus makes makes it look like you're sitting in front of a massive theater screen. But if you were in the video game world, like, it would still be like a small, you're watching the TV on your TV. You're watching like a smaller TV on your TV.
GTA's thing, particularly even in the very early days when it was top down, right? I think
And then you're running like two different, then you're running the game engine, and running the streaming service to watch the movie, where on your VR, you're just running the streaming service to watch the movie.
So the choice of track, I cannot imagine the meetings and the deliberations they would have had about what's the right track for 6. I would have loved to have been in the room where, you know, however many of their creative quorum, all of them nodded and went, "We've got it." Or like at least the 3 who didn't like it went, "I don't like it, but I'll shut up," because that is the magic, and the edit will come from the soundtrack, and it will inform.
No, we're talking about
James, you know, James is also a brilliant technical.
If you can watch real TV and Grand Theft Auto.
And I'll blow it for him, but you know, James, whenever we are making trailers for our shows or trying to understand trailers for the shows, I will go to James and ask him, "It's missing something, I don't know what." And James is good at breaking down the, you know, it's all. There's a really good interview at the moment on Games Radar with one of the team who made the GTA 4 trailer that was really iconic with the LCD sound system track. There's a really good interview with a guy there they talked to says, "I don't think folks really appreciated editing that much, but amazing editing is like game feel. Imperceptible, but everyone senses it." And that's exactly it. It's the alignment of movement to sound and the synesthesia of it, which elevates the feel and how you feel about the trailer. So would I go on record as guessing what the track is? I haven't got Scooby-Doo.
Well, I'm glad I'm here then.
Well, I'm glad you can guess, but I honestly would not feel confident pinning my colours to any mast right now. All I would say is it will be a track that is either it announces itself and it's all about vibes, or it's the 4th most famous single from a band you know, but this is never their acclaimed track. But what Rockstar will never do is go trending, popular, something that's, you know, it's a bit popular today but gone tomorrow. I just think that's not their style. It's all about showing you how well they curate. They all, you know, Rockstar, if they were a kid in the playground, would have always had the best mixtape.
Sure. Yeah. Now, I agree to an extent, but you know, the world has changed, and they might want something that everybody is reasonably familiar with. I mean, we're about to have that meeting in the boardroom that you talked about, and go through some tracks and see what we think about them. But I mean, let's talk about the other trailer tracks as well. Like, obviously, Red Dead 2 doesn't have radio stations because everyone, you know, it's Wild West and everyone's back on horses. So that was like an original track.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, also very good and did very much give you the vibes of the game. They've used like Baker Street's Undercover, which is that saxophone solo. Nathan might be able to play a little bit of it. So they've used that before. They've used Self-Control, which is a great track on the GTA 10th anniversary trailer. Do you know Self-Control?
Yeah. Don't make me sing it.
I will not, but Nathan again, little sample.
Vice City, it's 24 karat gold these days.
And then
Send someone
the
down.
first Vice City trailer used Kool and the Gang, Summer Madness, which is so great and really does give you the vibes of like 80s Miami.
Oh, that song's pure sunshine, isn't it?
Now, is there a world where they find an updated version of that song as a amazing homage to, like, you know, if all of the
Are you
movies
sure it will
we
be?
are going
I
back,
mean, honestly, I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, they took,
2000
once again,
version that is iconic enough.
something that Microsoft definitely isn't doing. Microsoft definitely isn't doing the VR shit, so. And Sony, I don't know, they ported a lot of games for the last headset, even No Man's Sky and a couple of others. The Resident Evils, Horizon Zero Dawn. So games that weren't VR compatible, they still ported it because they see like the craving for it, so, or the demand for it. So I feel like you just got this brand new, more powerful, less bulky headset to the market. You need to utilize it on as many games as you can, and I think Grand Theft Auto would be probably one of those good games. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I can take VR for a very short amount of time, honestly. But I played Grand Theft Auto for hours at a time, you know, especially, I don't know, not just any Grand Theft. You can get on Grand Theft and run that shit for like 4 hours trying to do like get a few missions completed, or find some side quests or hidden objects or something. You be on that shit for fucking 3-4 hours. I don't think I can do VR that long, honestly. I don't think I can have the VR on for 3-4 hours. And they say even though it's they were definitely able to shrink it down some, that shit still ain't just like a regular pair of glasses, you know? So once again, I wouldn't doubt if they made it VR compatible, because it should be, but and I'm almost certain to be a really fun experience. But I'm just thinking about um, like how long would I be willing to run that shit with the headset on? Oh shit. Even when I played the Resident Evil 7 VR, like I could only do that for a little bit at a time. I say just like a 30-40 minutes. I'd be ready to take that headset off. I think the only game that I did like just struggle through the inconvenience of the headset was that shooter game. What was it called? Firewall. Firewall 0 Point or some shit. That Firewall was a good game. That was the first, well, the only shooter I've ever played really on VR. But for some reason I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, okay. And it came with the gun, the VR gun. It was a good one. Alright, I think I'm gonna knock it right there. Next when I come back I can start working on his armor. I had the heat on the whole time I've been here. It still feel chilly up this motherfucker. There you go. Oh man. Another reason I'm ready to go downstairs. That's cold as hell up there. Yo, as always, man, I sure appreciate y'all hanging out in the studio with me. Apple is next on the VR scene. Only stay in for about an hour and a half. I get sick after that. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. I watched somebody play that. I watched somebody play the Saints and the Sinners. That shit looked pretty damn good. Turn this one off. Grab this and grab this. Brush is clean. That's off. That's off. That's off. That's off. All right, fellas. Y'all have a good one. I'll get with y'all next time. Peace. Oh, 2 hours right on the fucking dot. Boy, am I good or what? Am I good or what? 2 hours. All right, guys.